All right, young people, this is Mr. O'Connor here to give you a short tutorial on uh, finding primary sources. This will be a little review over some stuff that we covered last semester. So you can see here on the screen, this is my source page on our Thinking Historically website, which is our, like our home base, if you will, for this project. A lot of great links here, which I'll take you through a couple. Also remember that over here on the right side, if you're going to use the LRC databases, that all the passwords and things of that nature are here for you to use if you're going to use them at home. If you're at school, you shouldn't have any problem. All right. So let's say I'm researching how successful the Emancipation Proclamation was in freeing the slaves, which is something that we talked about first semester. Let's say the first thing I want to do is do a Google News search. So if you remember back the first semester, we did a Google News search with our Reconstruction websites that we created. All right, I'll take you through it right now for the project that I just outlined. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to google.com. You can also, you can see here on my source page, I have the Google News Archives, but I always find it easiest. I just go to google.com. You can see that I'm signed in here, and I'm going to put, or first I'm going to click on news because I want to find a news article, and then I'm going to enter in the Emancipation Proclamation. All right, so Emancipation Proclamation. All right, you notice I also quote it up. All right, quoting it up means that I'm going to search this database with the Emancipation Proclamation, those two words together. If I didn't, it would search Emancipation and Proclamation, and I would get more results. All right, so make sure that you're quoting, grouping words or phrases together using quotes, which is going to make your life a lot easier in this project. So I'm going to search. Okay, so the first thing that comes up here, these are all secondary sources, right? All right, these are, they show by time. Articles, most recent articles published that have Emancipation Proclamation in it. All right, so these are secondary sources. These are people looking back at the Emancipation Proclamation, discussing what it means today. All right, so all things that I could use in step 2 of the research process if you're still looking for things to help you with that. So if I'm looking for primary sources, which is the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to click on Search Tools, and I want to change the time period that I'm looking for, right? So right now it's on any time, showing the most recent articles about the Emancipation Proclamation. I'm going to click on Custom Range, and I'm going to put in my date. So it's important that you've already done research in terms of what dates you're looking for. So I know that Civil War was from 1861 to 1865, which I've already researched that, and I know this. So I'm going to put in those dates. You put in the appropriate dates for your search, and click Go. So here you go. You can see from January 1st, 1861 to December 31st, 1865. These are all articles and primary sources that I could potentially use. Now, just because they're here doesn't mean that I can use it. I'm going to have to read it and try to apply it to my thesis statement, which I'm going to develop as I go through this process. So you can see here's an article. I would have to read this and then annotate it. You're required to find 6 primary sources that apply to your thesis statement and your beliefs about whatever your topic is. Okay? So there's our Google News Archive search. Also remember, if I put in more things up here in my search terms, like maybe I want to add in Abraham Lincoln or something along those lines, that's going to narrow down the search. All right, the more phrases and words you put in up here, the better off you're going to be. Okay, so there's one database, right? Let's check out another. All right. You're required to use the LRC resources. Remember, like I said, here are the codes to get on if you're going to use them at home. Okay, but one of the first ones that could really help you in this endeavor is when I click on here, here are your different LRC resources. ABC Clio is one source that can really help you. So when I click on ABC Clio, you're going to come to this page, and this is really easy to use. It'll give you secondary sources and primary sources. You can click by eras, which if you click by era and then you click on your appropriate era, which mine, when I'm researching the Emancipation Proclamation, how successful it was in freeing the slaves, I'd probably click on one of these. But then you can also do other type of searches as well, like quick searches or advanced search. So let's click on advanced search, and once again I'm going to put into the search term Emancipation Proclamation. Okay, and then down here, this is the advanced part, I can click on articles, documents. If I want media, visuals, and maps, you can do these one at a time. So I'm just going to click them all in this, but like I said, if you want a smaller selection of things that's going to come back at you, do perhaps one at a time. Okay. I'm also going to click on the time period, which mine is A Nation Breaks Apart, and then I'm going to click go. And boom, right here you can see I got 53 results. Okay, so I have to start looking through these. So you can also narrow down or filter your results by clicking on the different categories over here within documents and articles, and that's going to help you as well narrow down your search and make this more manageable than 53 results. Okay, so you're going to have to mess around with it a little bit. All right, so ABC Clio is a great place to find secondary and primary sources. You should find at least one secondary and primary source using ABC Clio. Okay, great source to use for this project. Next up is, which we use this also in our Reconstruction websites, is the Annals of American History. This is a great source to use to find primary and secondary sources. All right, so when you go into the Annals of American history, you can see it's broken up by time period. I can also do my searches down here. That's really up to you. All right, so if I want to click on my time period, which mine's the Crisis in Union, I can click on that and you can see a lot of information comes up, some that doesn't necessarily pertain to my project. So over here I can put in the Emancipation Proclamation, make sure that I quote it up, all right, which is going to search for those two terms together. All right, click go, and here you go. You can see I've narrowed down my search a little bit here. Right now I'm searching documents. Maybe I want to search just multimedia with Emancipation Proclamation. So there's no multimedia, so I only have documents, and I'd have to go back to the Emancipation Proclamation and the documents, and perhaps these are some primary sources that I could use. I'd have to click through them, read them, and see if I can apply them to my project. Okay, so hopefully these three sources, Google News, Archives, the ABC Clio, and the Annals of American History, these are all great places to find secondary and primary sources, in particular primary sources. Thanks, and let me know if you have any questions.